I mean, the first 60 minutes of the game, that is your fair opportunity to win this. And so when we start talking about the different machinations on what could happen in overtime, we got to get past this whole thing about wanting to be fair. As my man Gojo used to say, fair is a place that they judge pigs at. It's not the National Football League.
Hey, I want to give you my proposal because I'm going to do Coach one better. Ready? He talks about he's not afraid of sudden death. I got one better for you. I want to be philosophically consistent with the nature of the game, right? Here's what overtime should be. It's going to feel even less fair to people, but this is what it should be. You play 60 minutes, it's over. You're out of time. There's no more time in the game, okay? What that means to me is the next score wins. So I'm good with sudden death. Oh, everyone has to touch the ball. No. I'm good with sudden death. Why are you even flipping a coin and kicking off? Keep playing where the ball is spotted. What's the down and distance? Keep playing football. All the time in the game is over. Keep playing football. Look, this is how at the end of the game, the team with the highest score wins, right? You got the most points, you win. The time is over. There's no more clock. Keep playing until we find out who has the highest score.
The only thing is
easy.
You can manage the game differently if you have the ball down the stretch. If there's time dwindling down, you don't have to rush anything. You just, all right, cool.
That's right. Just keep playing football.
I don't know.
Why are we changing stuff?
I don't know how I feel about that one. CC.
Yeah, I'm sitting here thinking about it because, your end-of-game strategy and regulation
so different, exactly. You can easily, let's not, we're not forced to throw the ball or be daring to make a play.
Exactly.
Just run it, get a first down, let time
let's just get the ball into plus territory and
Exactly.
play for a field goal opportunity because we know next score wins as soon as those clocks hit 000. So, I mean, that could be the downside to what you're proposing. I don't think that there is a perfect answer.
Perfect is the enemy of the good, guys.
Exactly. No, you're right about that, Max. But here's the thing. If the NFL is adamant about changing the rules, then I'm all about the proposal that the Baltimore Ravens made a couple of years ago with spot and choose, which is the team that wins the coin toss chooses where the ball is going to be spotted, whether you want to go with the plus 25 or you're going to go with the minus 25, doesn't matter. And then the other team gets to determine whether or not they want the ball. So you determine your own strategy. It's kind of like that segment we have at 9:45, Choose Your Own Adventure. That's essentially what it would be if you won the coin toss in overtime, but it would be up to your team to pick the strategy that best fits your strengths. But in terms of the NFL, we know that they make decisions based on what's in the best interest of the entertainment product. And this whole push to have both teams possess the ball is all about featuring the quarterback.
It's true.
Nothing else.
Well, I want to be entertained. Like are
you not entertained?
I'm always.
Are you not entertained by the NFL?
I wouldn't mind being more entertained.
Oh, wait a minute, Jay. I thought you were Mr. They're both great. They're both great. Why are you saying more entertained now?
Well,
I'm not going to pick between LeBron and MJ. Why choose any rules?
Individual players. It's not a game, Max. Don't you put me in a. Nobody puts baby in a corner.
Go ahead.
All I'm going to say is your Titans suggestion, right?
Yep.
I like the fact that, the 2-point conversion. I like the element. I like the twist that puts on the game.
Yeah.
Okay, you score. If you want to close it out, go get a 2-point conversion.
Yeah.
Like I like something that raises the stakes in the game by putting a team in that situation. Go get it done. If you really want to close it out, then don't kick the field goal. Don't kick the PAT. Close it out.
Okay,
Yeah, it's not a bad way to go.
Let me go over the proposals under consideration, okay? Because that's my idea. That's Chris, you like the idea that was thrown out there, and Jay, you're talking about also the Titans. Let's go over the two proposals under consideration, actually, not fantasy. One is the Indianapolis Colts and the Philadelphia Eagles. They propose making it mandatory for each team to have an overtime possession before moving to sudden death.
No, everybody gets a trophy. I don't like that. No.
The Tennessee Titans, meanwhile, proposed a tweak that would implement mandatory possession for each team unless the team that has the first possession scores a touchdown and converts a 2-point attempt. Now, I like my proposal the best, but Chris, that's legitimate criticism. It would change endgame strategy, so the team that possessed the ball would seem to have an advantage. There wouldn't be urgency, right?
Yeah.
The rule that who came up with that one?
Baltimore,
right?
Yep.
That is this is what Chris may have convinced me with this argument, Jay. Since this is just about making it consumer friendly, what I don't like about Baltimore's proposal is what is this new? It has nothing to do with football. You're just making new stuff up now. But football is wholly invented. It was invented to be perfectly consumer friendly. Why would I shy away from a new rule that makes it more interesting? It increases strategy. It does not give either team an unfair advantage because if you choose where the ball is spotted, the other team chooses who possesses it, right? So you can't just be lopsided in advantage for you. It's an interesting proposal, I think. What's your favorite, Jay, still, out of everything?
I still like what the Tennessee Titans propose. I still like the added element of if you want to close something out, go for the 2-point conversion. I just like when the stakes feel like they're raised. And teams that have moxie, you want to go for it. If you're a team like Tennessee, you believe more in your defense because of Mike Vrabel, then great. Then just take the field goal and then go get a stop.
Yeah, I mean, it's another play that the defense has an opportunity to make a stop in order for their offense to get a chance to possess the ball. It's not a terrible idea. I think the one that we unanimously agree on that's an awful idea is the one the Colts proposed, which is both teams possess the ball. Okay, so what happens if both teams score touchdowns? Then the team that won the coin toss in overtime has an unfair advantage because if they score a touchdown, they win the damn game. So I just think that has to be dismissed. But the Titans' proposal, not necessarily a bad one, but I mean, if your defense couldn't stop them from marching down the field in the first place, what makes you think they're going to get a stop?
Question.
I
have a question. Okay?
We have an answer.
We'll see. Patrick Mahomes, in his first year as a starter, threw 50 touchdowns, set the world on fire against only 12 interceptions. First year as a starter, you joking? He's in the AFC Championship game. People talk about triplets. They had quadruplets. Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, and Kareem Hunt. I thought, I've never seen this before. All 4 positions. Ridiculous, right? So he was a big deal. Tom Brady comes to town, has to go to the Chiefs. He throws an interception to end the game. Mahomes wins. They're heading to the Super Bowl. Oh, wait a minute. Pre-snap penalty. Hands Brady back the ball. Mahomes never touches it again. And Brady goes on to win the Super Bowl, right?
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.